Good morning to everybody. Morning.
You're obviously such a great player already. What do you think you focused on this offseason to try and to get better as a player?
Everything, coverage, rushing, just all aspects of my game. Just try to improve.
What are some things that working with Dan and Tosh and all the defensive coaches have really helped you with?
Definitely my coverage. Understanding where my help is, just kind of getting the techniques down in my drops. They help me a lot with those.
What excites you about this year?
We got a lot to show. I mean, new groups of guys come in, young guys, and then new coaching staff. I just can't wait.
Dan singled out Dorless as a guy that's not getting enough praise. Can you just speak to the importance that he has on this defense and what you've seen and just what makes him so important for you guys?
He's the one that makes me look good. He holds the big nasties away from me so I can make the play, but I tell him, I'm going to be there behind you. I'll clean up any mess that you'd miss. You go make the play. I'll be right there right next to you. Simple.
One guy who's shown a lot of promise is Justin Flowe, although he's struggled to stay on the field. What have you seen from him this offseason as he tries to grow and get healthy?
His energy. Every time he comes on that field, you can feel his presence. And I'd always try to match that because he's always trying to one-up me. So it's like a back-and-forth competition, and that's what I need. He helps me to get better, and I'll help him to get better.
Jeffrey was maybe one of the bigger surprises last season, moving from safety to linebacker and it being effortless for him. Just your thoughts on his growth and just the impact he can have at linebacker for you.
Really grateful for him for stepping up in that role last year. He really locked in, stepped down, kept his head down, and just kept on grinding. He stepped in and filled that role and helped us win a couple games.
No, obviously Dan's specialty at Georgia was the linebackers. Curious how much film you've been watching of guys like Nakobe Dean, Channing Tindall.
A lot.
And what I guess takeaways have you gotten from watching those guys that just got picked pretty high in the draft?
Nakobe, just how he holds his other dudes in his position group accountable, making sure they know their jobs, making sure they're running to the ball, make sure everybody's taken care of. And that's what I like about Nakobe. He's just kind of the overseer of the whole defense.
Any other guys that you've taken away some stuff from?
Channing, he would run to the ball, and that's something I'd like to work on even more because I feel like I haven't done a great job of doing that. But that's one thing I'm gonna work on.
Why do you feel like you haven't done a great job? What improvement do you feel like you can make in that area?
It's just staying conditioned, staying in the best shape possible, so I can run to the ball every down, every play, not taking one snap off.
There's a lot of attention on you nationally this year. Just you had an older brother who was in a similar position. What did you learn from watching Nago?
Don't let it get to your head. Just stay focused on your goal. That's it. Just stay focused.
What's the difference being in this program with this coaching staff from previous years?
Well, our first pillars in our DNA traits, connection. Coach Lanning emphasized that connection is really important because if you have no connection, there's no rhythm or there's no what's the word I'm trying to find? You can't really play with one another if you don't have the connection. Because I don't know what you're trying to do, what I'm trying to do. If I don't know what you're trying to do, I don't know how to play with you. But if I have the connection, everything's going to click.
Did you do anything differently this offseason in terms of physical preparation to make sure you're in better shape or were able to run the ball?
Run a lot. We run a lot. I'd say we run a lot.
So what's a lot? How many miles a day?
Shoot, you might want to have to ask Coach Love on that one because we do run a lot.
This team has to replace Kayvon's pass rushing ability, among other things that he brought to the table. But you've got options. DJ's one of them. Swinson. Just your overall thoughts on how that group is collectively going to replace Kayvon's impact.
No, they're looking good. Kayvon, he took a couple guys that were here under his wing, showed them the ropes. Swint, Mace, DJ, all gonna do great things. They're really locked in. They know KT not here no more, so they got to step up.
Noah, what motivates you?
My brothers. They've done it before me. Sitting in the passenger seat in each of their journey, it just makes me want to get after it.
What have you learned from them that has helped you get to this position?
Anytime you step on that field, it's you against you. No matter who it is, it can be Aaron Donald, it can be anybody. It's just you against you.
What makes a good leader?
Leading by actions. I don't do too much media. I like to lead by my actions. I want you guys to come watch the game, see how I roll on the field. I'd rather just let my actions speak for my words.
How much do you want to be one of those guys, one of those leaders on this team?
A lot. But I like to lead through the shadows. I don't like the spotlight. I'd rather have my guys get the spotlight. I just want to see them succeed.
Dan brought up the Ducks do more. You're taking part in that flag football league this summer. Just what did that do for you as a coach, and just your thoughts on helping kids?
When we were working that little flag football thing, I wasn't really a coach. I like to say I was a water boy. Back in the days, water boy. But just to see all my teammates interact with the kids is something good. And Coach Lanning emphasized that, give back to the community, give back to the people.
Do you think that's happening more with this team under Lanning, that you guys are being out involved in the community more?
He really
often?
puts us in different spots and different opportunities to give back, which is nice.
Do you feel that you have added pressure just because of your brothers?
A little bit, but not too much. I try to not let it get to my head.
Your family story has been covered a lot. Obviously, Gabe starts in Nevada and starts this whole thing. Just how does it kind of feel, kind of being the last in the line of Sewells and knowing that this is it for your family?
I just got to put a stamp on it. I got to be the biggest Sewell out there. I got to be the biggest name since I'm the youngest. I just got to do it better than all the other brothers before me.
Is there a lot of excitement in the locker room now that you got a whole new coaching staff? It's like a whole new thing for you guys this year. What's the mindset with everybody going into it this year with a whole clean slate, new coach, new everything?
Everybody's just locked in, to be honest. It's kind of the first time I've ever walked into the locker room and everybody's already singing. 6 in the morning. You're screaming, music playing. Everybody's just happy in that locker room. Like I said, the connection. Everybody's nice, tight. Pause. Sorry. I'm just ready to play with this team.
Where's it coming from? Is it the coaching staff? Is it just
I think it's
mindset?
both coach and mindset. If you just put aside your ego and just really listen, everything will connect.
This program's won a lot of games, and so the way that season ended last year with the 2 Utah games and the Alamo Bowl and the way they played out, how much of a motivator has that been this offseason to not have that happen? Because it's been a while since you've gone through some of those games.
Yeah. Just know that I'm ready for a round 2. Round 3. I'm ready for a round 3.
You mentioned you and Justin feeding off of each other a lot. I mean, you've only gotten to play 2 games with him.
Yeah.
How much are you looking forward to hopefully being able to play a full season with him out there?
I can't wait. I pray he stays healtly. I pray he stays healthy because he could do some crazy things on the field that I've never seen before. His motor is top tier. His energy just. I wish you guys could switch cleats and be on the field with Justin Flowe. Justin Flowe will make the play.
What have you learned from just? He hasn't been out on the field with you, but what have you learned from him throughout being alongside him, kind of in a different capacity over these last 2 years?
Focus on your game, and that spot that I'm in right now, don't let anybody take it, because it could be taken away from you just like that. So just play every down like it's your last.
Going back to your recruitment, you were recruited by Dan at Georgia, obviously visited down there. What was that trip like?
It was smooth. I didn't get to really sit down one-on-one with Dan Lanning in Georgia, but just the stuff that he really was sat with Coach Schumann. Yeah, I was spending more time with him, but Coach Lanning, he just kind of explained the whole defense, what I should do in my role for the defense, just kind of being a leader, making sure everybody's on the same page, we're all connected in one mind. That's it.
When you obviously you could pick anywhere you wanted to go for school, being recruited by Georgia, Alabama, plenty places in the SEC. What was it ultimately that, I realize it's the past that, but why you're obviously no names here, but you had free choice to do whatever you wanted to do. So.
Yeah. when it came down to it, my decision was my brother. I just wanted to learn from my brother. His game, how he approached the game. As you can see, he's doing amazing things right now, and I still want to learn from him. That's my main reason why I came here.
Verone was so important in the secondary for you guys and getting the defense lined up. Just who's kind of taken on that mindset for you guys and just the options that you have?
To be honest, everybody on that field. From the back end, we got Jamal, we got Scoop, BA, Triquez. All those guys really stepped up. They really stepped up to the plate and just taking it over.
How would you describe the money and Mac positions to somebody? Like just a fan who may not know the intricacies
Money
of
and
football
Mac.
that well, but I mean, they hear middle and weak side backer and stuff, but money and Mac are in terms that are thrown around as well.
It's just based on the personnel. If we're in base, then it's Mike and Will. If it's nickel, Money Mac. So, just different personnel.
When you are studying off, I'm guessing mainly Georgia tape and then the spring stuff, when you're looking at that stuff, how exciting is it for you? When obviously you did a lot of downhill stuff before anyway, but obviously when you're looking at their tape and you see Jordan Davis and you've got Popo and Taki in there, and what they were able to do with their inside backers to be A and B gap shooters, if that's you and Justin, how exciting does that make?
A lot. Just seeing the tape from Coach Lanning's defense at Georgia, it just gets me excited because we get to make a lot of plays. Everybody makes a lot of plays. So I'm just excited for it.
Where do you feel like you have to make improvements now?
My coverage. My coverage. I feel like I've done an all right job in coverage, but I do need to work on getting my hips flipped more often, get more fluid in my drops, be more comfortable in drops in space.
You probably got asked this already, I'm sure, but just how exciting is it and how much easier does it make your job when Justin's healthy and out there on the field with you?
A lot easier, way easier. Because I know that if I look to my left, I see Justin looking scary, I know that he's going to do his job and I don't have to worry. So I'm excited.
Talk about being more of a leader by your actions. Is there somebody who's more of like a vocal leader on the defense, especially with Verone being on?
I'd say everybody, to be honest. We all try to, criticize each other, try to take on advice, how to get better and all that. But I just say everybody from the front line to the back seven, it's just, everybody just steps up.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah. Actually, last year we only had like a few vocal leaders, and but this year a lot stepped up.
You got about 2 minutes.
What do you just kind of see as kind of your role in bridging the gap? I mean, obviously you've been around this team, but now you've got a new staff. How do you kind of marry what they want to do versus what you all have done in the past and what you're looking at?
From the past, I kind of take what I've learned and then kind of use it in my own way with this new defense. Kind of just reshape how they do it or reform. Like, it's harder to explain, but.
Where do you feel like you are at in that point of just kind of building a chemistry and an identity on the defensive side?
We're not there yet, but we are working towards it. Because once we connect, I don't think nobody can stop us.
Got a minute. One more question.
Talked about playing with Justin a lot during this time. I guess just how do you think he helps you on the field, and how do you help him on the field?
Justin makes plays. No matter where the ball is, it can be 80 yards down the field. He's running to that ball. And I just feed off of that because his playing style is like the food's on the table. It's up to you whether if you want to grab it, or you can just leave it for anybody else to grab it. And he's the one to go and get it. And I'm trying to be like that too. I'm trying to get after the ball, make plays, no matter where the ball is. It can be 100 yards down. Just as long as I'm making plays, he'll be making plays too.
How do you help him out there as well?
If I make plays, he's going to try to one-up. He's just going to try to do better than me, and we're going to go back and forth. It's going to be one sight to see.
All right, we're good. Thank you, Noah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.